Yo, what's up? Thanks for checking out the podcast this week. I've got a good friend on, my friend Vanessa Valadez from Chicago. I met her through Invalids and touring. We crashed at her house a bit. But Vanessa does a lot for the DIY scene in Chicago. She actually runs a DIY space called Empty Bliss. She runs it with her partner Andy, and what that space is it's like a rehearsal studio, and they also do shows there. So we talk a bit about how that place came to be and like how they acquired it and everything. On top of that, I talked to Vanessa a bit about freelancing. She, for a long time, was a like basically full-time freelance illustrator and photographer, and she still does a bit of it now as well. So I picked her brain about freelancing because at the time that we recorded this episode, I was in a bit of a jam with a freelancing thing I did, and I was very mad about it. So you're going to hear me be very mad in this episode, and I'm very salty. And since recording this episode, everything that we talked about has been resolved. So I'm no longer mad. But Vanessa was really cool in the episode. She gave me advice. She talked me off the ledge a little bit. She kind of told me where I went wrong with this freelancing gig I agreed to do. Vanessa, she did the art for our fourth compilation, Your Breath Stinks Volume 4, and she did a great job. I'm letting you know right now that we have a new compilation out, Your Breath Stinks Volume 5. It's a vinyl compilation, and there's 13 like new or unreleased songs from a bunch of bands. We're donating 100% of the money to the Center for Disease Philanthropy, their COVID relief fund, and also like Feed America First. I think it's like a food bank fund. So we're donating all the money. You could get that in our web store. I'll put the link in the description below. And I hope you enjoy this episode. It's a good hang. We did a lot of catching up. I got to tell the story about how I almost died when we did Audio Treat because we stayed at Vanessa's house the night before, and I was just like up all night throwing up and sweating because of my Crohn's disease. All right, so check out this episode with Vanessa. Oh, fuck, I forgot to mention. She also plays in the band Crowning, I'll say like a dark, heavy screamo band from Chicago area, but they're very sick, so check them out. Okay, I think I got it all. Thanks. Enjoy the episode. Great. All right, take 2 of the podcast. We had a little mishap. I hit record and you got booted, and I was just like, it was 10 seconds of me just like, oh fuck, what did I do?
So funny.
Yeah.
Just an empty room of you introducing no one.
I was just doing crowd work to no one, just like hanging out. Yeah. But Vanessa, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Of course.
I was saying before I hit record, this is just a good excuse to hang out with people.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just kick it. I got some things I want to pick your brain about.
Let's do it.
Yes. So if you don't know Vanessa, you play in Crowning, the band, and you're a music person, right?
I guess.
Yeah. I'm so passionate about music, so
yeah.
But so we met through Invalids, us crashing at your place.
Yes. Pete had posted something on like Facebook about like, I need a place for invalids to crash in Chicago. And I was like, I'm a person because I love invalids. And yeah, I was just like commented, and I was probably like one of like probably the only girl that commented. And Pete was probably like, yes.
A girl.
A girl.
Yeah.
And Pete and I became really good friends, and of course friends with all of you guys. And it's been great.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I thought you guys were friends for a long time. I didn't know anything going into that tour. It was like the one tour I never booked. I didn't book anything. I was just like along for the ride. I thought you guys were friends for like years. I was like, oh.
No.
Yeah.
Pete and I like had just met. And then as soon as I met Pete, I was like, oh my God, you're as fucking weird as I am. And like, as like all the people that I associate with. So this is going to be good. And then I met the rest of you guys, and it was just like, yes.
Yeah.
Good match. Very good match.
Yeah. It's always one of our favorite places to play or to stay. I mean, like just to fucking hang out and kick it. So
yeah.
Thank you always for having us,
Of course.
We probably crashed like 4 times.
I think so. Yeah.
We're in Angles once too, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So how have you been?
I've been okay. Kind of busy. I think quarantine was like very enjoyable for me because I, for the first time in my life, wasn't busy and I had like 0 responsibilities. So coming back to like having responsibilities again has been kind of like, oh yeah, I gotta participate in life and shit. So it's been okay. I'm in grad school right now.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and I'm freelancing, and I got a stupid job, and I don't know, and I'm in a band, and I'm like doing all this shit.
Yeah.
So kind of busy, but pretty good. Everything's going well.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
I already like double booked a weekend. Like it only took 1 week of shit happening
right.
again, and I already
Yeah,
fucked something up immensely. Where like I was just cursing and like pissed off for like an hour. But
right. Yeah.
got to start using the calendar again.
Yeah, yeah. I think I actually during quarantine just forgot how to write things down and like use a calendar, which I was really good at before, and now I can't like just dedicate 2 seconds of my time to write something down so I remember.
Wasn't it kind of sick though, not having
Oh,
to?
oh, so sick. It was so sick. It was so
Yeah.
sick. Yeah, there was nothing, there was nowhere that I needed to be, no one that I like needed to give something to. And yeah, it was great. I was just like lay on my couch, like, this is it. This is what I'm doing. It was great.
Yeah. Like so part of me doesn't miss playing shows. It's weird.
Yeah.
I miss going to shows for sure.
Mhm.
But then I think about all the work that playing shows is, and like my back has been fucked up because I'm old now, and I'm just like, I
Right.
don't want to carry drums into a
Yeah.
house, into a
Up,
basement.
right. Up a basement flight of stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dave, the other guitarist in my band, just gave birth to a baby. So he's a dad. And with like also me being in grad school, we've all become like really busy. And he keeps like dropping these little like not hints, but like comments here and there that is just like, yeah, I could be happy never going back to playing a show ever again. Um, and I think we really enjoy playing in the studio and like recording and the whole process. I definitely miss shows. I definitely miss playing shows. But I feel like we might not play as often as we used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like work smarter, not harder, I
Yeah,
guess.
for sure. Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, I
Um,
I like making albums, and this is what I guess being like unable to play shows for a year and a half or whatever. I like making music more than playing out,
yeah,
you
I
know?
think a lot of people kind of agree with that sentiment. Especially like, ah, man, like bands that tour for like a better part of the year or just constantly touring. I'm just like, how do you do that? How do you recover from all that like energy that you're putting out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I feel you. Totally feel you.
Yeah. It's a lot. I don't know. Like if and I'm like always grateful for people that come see whatever band I'm playing in. It's
Mhm.
just like I'd rather do it less and have it be like cooler when it happens at this
Yeah.
point. It's
Yeah.
like I don't need to be like a martyr for DIY. I'm fucking 30. I'm 30 years old, you know? Like
I'm 30 years old.
yeah.
Yeah,
See,
like yeah. Things are changing. I'm having like new perspectives and I'm just like, oh, weird. I'm like becoming a new person.
yeah,
Weird.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I've also like not cared as much.
Mm.
Honestly, I think well, I got a new device, first of all.
Oh my God.
This is my new phone.
Fuck yes. What is that from like 1998?
No, it's new. It has a web browser. You can't tell.
New.
There's Google on it. Yeah, yeah. But
There's Google.
it's a flip phone. It's fucking it's indestructible for
That's fucking
sure.
sick.
It's
What is it?
it's like a Kyocera Dura XV or something. I don't fucking know. But it has YouTube on it. And like the first time I opened it, I just turned my phone sideways thinking it would go like full screen.
Oh my God.
But there's a little button you could use to rotate videos. So
Nice. So really it's got everything. Yeah.
what happened? Yeah, it
It's
has
got
everything except like Instagram I can't use.
oh weird. But it
Yeah.
can do YouTube?
It could do YouTube. You just can't
Oh,
through Safari because it has like it runs Android and it has like a web browser.
okay. Yeah.
But you can't do Instagram because you need the app for Instagram, right?
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
I guess I figured out that was like the biggest time waster for me.
Mhm.
But now I think I'm also slowly killing my brand, right? Like I feel like I'm like barely running a label.
Right.
So it's like I don't know what I'm not doing, but I just feel less like involved in it. It's weird.
Yeah, so that was actually my next question. And like you run this label and you have to like put out so much material on the internet. So without Instagram and like trying to not be as online as you once were, how are you doing it? How are you going about it?
So first I felt better about not having, I felt like more focused.
Mhm.
And then I felt worse because I felt like I was like not
Right.
like just not being as vocal about
Yeah.
shit, you know? And I guess it kind of plays into like being older too. It's like, why I want people to find out about all the bands that I've like released music for or whatever.
Mhm.
And that's when I feel shitty because it's like I'm doing like Floral, one of the best bands, like a disservice. Like I'm just like, I should be like, you know, whatever. I don't even know what labels do. That's also the problem.
Yeah, they just like, they post materials out a bunch, pictures.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm bad at that.
Right.
Like there's a reason the label's called like choke artist. It's like I don't like being like super, but overall, I think it's helped. I've just been fucking slammed also. Like this past, so in April, In Angles recorded a full length.
Oh, okay.
So, but I was at the studio literally every fucking day.
So how long did you record for?
The whole month we were there we took like 2 or 3 days off, but our engineer just gave us the whole month we booked there.
That sounds so nice. Crowning, we will like go into the studio, maybe like 60% done with an album. And then we have like a week to finalize it. And it would be so nice to have like an entire month to just flesh things out. That'd be awesome.
Stuff. Yeah. The Crowning album came out great though. It sounds awesome too.
Thanks.
Yeah. It's like very dark and melodic, but it's also, you're playing bass, right?
I'm playing guitar.
You're playing guitar? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I switched from bass to guitar actually quite a while ago. So after Funeral Designs, which was the EP, we had a bunch of splits and like a comp album and some other shit. And yeah, after that EP, I switched to guitar.
Okay, word. Yeah, it's very like heavy, like just the whole album, which I think is like kind of cool and like a new take on like that sound also, because it just fucking hits you in the face.
Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, like I said, like we went into the studio and we were 60% done. And I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea. Like we're not really done. It doesn't like there's more to be done.
Yeah.
And Pete Grossman at Bricktop Recording is just a mastermind, so patient, so nice. And yeah, we just kind of finished it while we were there.
Yeah. Sometimes under pressure, it kind of works. You just like can hone in on shit.
Yeah. We tend to work better under pressure for some reason. I think we just like, we're really, really productive at the beginning of our like being a band. And then as time went on, we were just like, fuck, we're like scattered and like not really being able to do things in a timely manner. So yeah, being under pressure works for us.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice when it does work. I think that's part of just getting older too, just having the time to do it.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I feel like I sound like I'm phoning it in right now.
No. You're so right though. Like you get older and you get so fucking busy and like you have work and like school, kids, like whatever. You just get really fucking busy. And then it's like, oh, I'm not like in my mid to late 20s anymore. And I don't have all this like disposable time.
Yeah. Cause even in Angles, a lot came together in the studio. A lot was like, we were unprepared, but it's like, two of them have mortgages. One has a kid, like they own property. And like, here I am in like the shitty punk house as a 30-year-old trying to impress 19-year-olds in a college town. It's like, what the fuck am I doing? Who am I to judge?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But so we recorded all of April. And it was like, I was working at school during a pandemic, which is already stupid. I would leave the school at 12:30. I'd drive to the studio for 1:30. And then I teach virtual classes at the studio from 1:30 to 3:30. So I would drive there just to beat traffic. And like, everyone I talked to was like, man, that's so cool. You're like living the dream. It's like, it fucking sucked. It was like terrible.
Yeah.
I ate the same food every day, like a can of chicken and hummus and chips and a green juice.
Nice.
And while we were there, I'm in like there's like a bedroom where I was like teaching my lessons, and I'm right next to the room where they mic guitar amps. CU Space Cowboy was there tracking guitars upstairs.
That's so funny.
It was, but dude, like literally like just like just the whole time during my like violin lessons where I was like making me anxious. And then for 2 days, Billy Reimer was there cracking drums. And just like, it sounded like fireworks were going off and like explosions like through the ceiling.
So could your kids hear like the background noise?
I had this mic and I had the volume down real low. So I just talked real close to the mic. I was literally holding a violin like up to it like this.
Yeah. So actually my friend is actually also a music teacher that had to do virtual lessons. And that sounds like the worst, stupidest idea
It's
to teach.
The delay sucks ass. It just makes it real stupid. So you kind of like just make them go one at a time and make the other kids mute. And it's like, you know, if they want to learn, they will. If they want to phone it in for the whole year, they totally could. I just, I edited our virtual concert and that took 26 hours of me editing in Final Cut, just videos of kids playing the song. Like they recorded themselves playing along to a video of me playing the song to a clip with headphones on. And like half the videos were like this, where you just see the top of their head. Dude, it was a fucking nightmare.
That sounds like it would take so long.
Yeah. Literally, 26 hours of me just editing for 5 minutes of music.
Cool job.
Yeah. You know,
bet you're like highly appreciated too.
Yeah, it's my first year at a new school. I want to like make a good impression. You know, my problem is I care too much, you know.
I just care so much.
Yeah. But it's funny because some of the kids I was recording in school, and like I'll never yell at a kid, but like I was being a prick to one kid, like, oh, your hands in the wrong spot. Then he would record a mess up. I was like, you got to look at the music. I've been saying this all year. And he just started crying. And I was like, oh,
you made someone cry. Oh my God.
We're in the studio. How
did it feel to have that power?
It felt bad. Cool. As soon as I saw the tears welling up, I walked it back. I was like, buddy, you're doing fine. I'm sorry. Like,
soft voice, quiet. Yeah. Good move.
Yeah, it was rough. I probably should have not, but it was like the last day to record the song. Like the kid dicked off all year and I knew it. And I was like kind of holding it against him.
Fair enough.
That's all right. This podcast will get me fired now anyway.
Yeah. Let's make sure we post this everywhere so your school can see.
Perfect. Right to the Board of Ed Facebook page. Yeah. For sure. Recording drums for an Angles, there was one moment where I wanted to cry, honestly.
Oh, really? Why?
I couldn't do something. I was just so frustrated. It was like the last song on the last day, the drums were going out of tune. And so I was working against that. My body felt like shit. Like my hands were covered in blisters. And like, I really liked working with our engineer, Randy. He did that Boundaries album, which I really fucking like. He's done like a lot of heavy music. But yeah, I wanted to do a good job and I couldn't, like, it just wasn't happening. And I was like, for like 5 seconds, I felt I was on like the verge of like, fuck, like
throwing all your shit. Yeah.
Yeah. But
you just gotta, have a good cry in front of all your band members.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. None of them were there the whole weekend. I recorded drums too. It's like, I was there every day for the studio. And then like, when it was drum time, they were like adulting or some shit.
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure.
But it was recording was a good experience. It was, I'm stoked for it to like that album to exist. But yeah, it was the same thing with, like you were saying with Crowning, like a lot of it came together in the studio, which is why like I felt like I needed to be there, like to be like, what are you playing here? Yeah.
So I think are going in the studio next month. We like have committed to like 3 things this year. One's a comp, 2 are splits, and it's June. And we like hadn't been practicing at all. And we were finally just like, we should probably like do something. Like the shit is coming up. So July, we've spent like maybe like 3 or 4 days writing a new song for this comp. So then July is our kind of like pressure thing. Like it has to be done by then. So that's like the next thing that we have coming up.
Yeah. Do you feel like prepared?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
Good. All right. So
it's a very different Crowning song. Like Crowning songs are the writing is really chaotic and like 70,000 chords that are stupid. But this song is kind of, I don't think we like rarely use octave chords in our songs, and we're using a lot of octave chords, which are easy. So it sounds different and it's way easier to play. So
yeah, good. Bring it back.
Yeah.
Are you recording with the same person?
Yeah, we will always go to Pete, probably.
Yeah, Cool. If it works, it works. Again, I think the last thing came out sick. So
Awesome. Yeah, thanks.
yeah. So what else have you said you were freelancing, right?
Freelancing, yeah.
So I wanted to talk to you because I have an
yeah.
issue, but what are some things that like you've dealt with? Because you freelance photography and graphic design.
Yep.
Is that your main job too, like during the day?
No, so I work at Blue Cross Blue Shield. That's my full-time job. I freelance on the side as well, though. So I work from home for Blue Cross, and yeah, let's make sure we post this everywhere we can. But like, I am constantly freelancing at the same time that I'm working my full-time job.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm primarily these days freelance photography. I have freelanced illustration and graphic design in the past, but yeah, more so.
So we should say that you did the photography for the Invalids Fulfillment EP.
Yes.
You did you did artwork for the Choke Artist Comp.
Right? Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for the new crowning release as well.
Right. So I dabble, from here and there. But yeah, freelancing is funny. People are cheap. I don't know what to say. People are cheap. I'm interested in hearing what your story is with your experience.
Well, also, so I should bring this up. I think I tried to cheap out on you for the Choke Artist art comp, where like I gave you a price. I was like, because I just didn't know how much work it was at that point in time. I was like, oh, it's $100 cool, and you were like, no. And I was like, oh no. Fuck. I was like, sorry, I wasn't trying to be that guy. So then I'd like send more money over. So
I don't remember that at all, but that's so funny.
That's good that you don't remember, because I felt bad.
Literally not even a memory that is in my head. That's so funny. Yeah, that is something that I would do. It's just like, no. Well, thank you for paying me more money. Yeah, that's I think so. Like on Instagram, I've tried to post stories that are like, hey, like if you're gonna like ask somebody for a service, like make sure you like take the time to like Google how much it typically costs, just so you're not like surprised, and just so know you're not like wasting people's time, right? And expecting it to be like dirt cheap or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's freelancing for you. Tell me about your experience.
All right. So, I've been writing music since I was a fucking teenager, and I've written I write for my students, and like other schools use it and stuff. I've written like a high school marching band show once. I'm not bragging. I'm just trying to say like I've done this for money before.
Yeah.
I wrote a Gilligan's Island marching band opener once. I got like a $500 check. It was sick, but like,
that's incredible. Yeah.
And I wrote it on Guitar Pro on my computer, which is the program I've been using since I was a kid.
Nice.
All right. So I'm not going to name the band, and like,
we'll be as anonymous as possible.
Yeah. Cause it's kind of like, I think the person who did it, like they're anxious a lot. And I'm like, I'm not trying to brag on that, but it's like, you're manically tweeting and you're anxious. Like there might be like a correlation between the two.
For sure.
But this band found this like pop punk twinkly band. Mm-hmm. They found the best of the worst, like the ska-core band I play in, and they're like, hey, love your guys' music. Would you want to write a horn part for us? So I have the whole transcript. I'm ready to read it and get pissed off again if you want.
I can't wait. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So again, it's like a posy pop punk guy. I just want to paint the picture.
I can imagine him.
Yeah. He sends tweets like, hey, you're doing great. I'm proud of you. That's the vibe. Like anxiety is not fun. Like, and again, like if you're going through it, cool, but like it's like maybe post less than, or like,
Dave and I have had extensive conversations about like, if you're having a hard time and like full of anxiety and depression and like all these things, posting on social media might not be the cure.
Yeah. It's hard. I mean, I can say that my mental health has definitely gotten better with that. I'm like more focused for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cause they're set up like fucking casinos, like flashing lights. And like they want to, your time is money to them for ad revenue and shit. So, all right. But so yeah, he's older. He's like maybe older than us a little bit.
Okay.
But so he messaged us and said, yo, random questions. Say we were writing a ska breakdown in a song on our upcoming LP. What would y'all's horn section charge for some tasty magic? So I was just so stoked. This is where I kind of fucked up. I didn't say a price. I was like, I'll check and get back to you. Totally down. I email him 2 days later, tell him that they're in. He emails me a week later and says, here's the track. Sorry, it's late. So far everything's good, you know?
So wait, so have you told him the price?
No, but honestly, I don't even think that's even the issue where it comes into play. But that was that's my first mistake though.
Okay.
As a freelancer, because you'll usually give your price pretty upfront.
Yeah, you like ask what they want, how much time they need you for, and like what their expectations are. Then you're like, cool, this is how much that'll cost.
Yeah. So I think I did jump. I was just excited to get a
like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. So, so I asked him, is there a certain time you need it by? He said, we don't go to the studio until May. So whenever you can within the next month. And this is March. So like he was saying like late April-ish. My only thought is super posy ska vibes, youth group feels, LMAO. I appreciate y'all even considering this. I got back to him. I'm using exclamation points at this part.
Right.
At this point, I'm like trying to be nice. Like, song's so good, very upbeat and posy. We'll write for it and we'll add some shit to the later parts. I'll send you some MIDI ideas. Looking forward to it. Got back to me a week later. Hey, didn't forget about it. I'm in the studio with another band for April. I was recording in Angles, fucking killing myself. But I think I can make this happen by mid-May if it's cool. I've been listening and getting ideas, which is true. So at this point, I probably spent 40 minutes just listening to the song. Right, which honestly sounds like the Wonder Years with like self-deprecating lyrics about being a fuck up and being anxious. Who would have guessed? Nice. But so
who knew?
Yeah. So hey, I mean, if it helps, look again. I don't want to be bullying right now, but like, well, go on. Sorry,
but we're bullying.
Yeah, this is cyberbullying. Yeah. Yeah.
I came on this podcast to cyberbully.
Okay.
So don't take that away from me.
Perfect. All right. So he said mid-May is perfect. That's where in the studio. So that's perfect. You could send it then. I get home from the studio with an Angles like May 4th or 5th. And I was like, oh, fuck, I got to write it. I just sit down one day and I write it. It takes 2.5 hours. I'm like, okay, cool. This will be on this kind of relevant emo twinkle pop punk band. Like they have a bigger following than the Best of the Worst, at least on Twitter. I was like, it'll be cool to be a part of something. And like, the Best of the Worst, it's not like a pure ska band, so it'd be cool to have people that aren't necessarily ska fans like hear it, because like it's like kind of mall emo and like post-hardcore at times or whatever. So I email him like, hey, I'm sending the part over. Then I send it over an hour or two later, and like the whole time he's posting constantly throughout the day about how stoked he is to be in the studio. And he was like, oh, guess the guitarist of, it was some fucking pop punk band, like Knuckle Puck's in the studio with us, hanging out. No big deal. Like, he's just like very happy to be recording. I could tell he cares about his band a lot. Yeah. And we all do. That's why we're, but he's very online about it. So I sent it on the 10th. And then, do you think I sent it too fast? Cause we hadn't talked in a month and I was like, hey, here it is.
So do you know this person, like personally, like your friends?
No.
Okay. If it's not a friend, then I'm not sending anything until if it's a stranger, then I probably am asking for a deposit. If it's a friend, then I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm sending you it. I expect that you'll pay me. They usually do 100% of the time. But yeah, with a stranger, I'm more wary about sending things right away.
Yeah.
And especially I want to make sure you especially you just said, it's been so much time. It's been a month or something.
Yeah.
And if something has taken that long, I want to make sure they're expecting that it's coming, they're responsive, they're communicating. So continue. Yeah. What happened?
So I jumped the gun. I was definitely excited, but I was like, they're in the studio. He said he needs it. So I sent it on the 10th. 2 days go by. He says nothing.
Cool.
Yeah. So then I follow up. Hey, wanted to see if you got a chance to check that horn idea out. Let me know if there's anything you want me to change. It's MIDI, so it sounds a little wonky, but hopefully you get the idea. So now I'm doubting it. I'm like, fuck, do I suck? Is my part stupid and bad? So he fucked with me because he didn't reply and it was lingering in my head. So he says, I'll check with the producer this afternoon. Sorry, I didn't see this earlier.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. You're tweeting 20 times a day, but
yeah, you're always on your phone and checking everything constantly. But yeah, word, you didn't see it.
It could have been he saw the message and he was like, oh fuck, I'm too anxious to read it.
Or he's scatterbrained. I always give people the benefit of the doubt because I know what it's like to just be scattered, absent-minded. Like,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. That's a good point. Maybe I need to be a little more empathetic here.
So my partner Andy is the opposite of me, where he'll do the same thing. Like, they haven't responded in 2 days, and he's like, "Oh, they fucking hate me. They want nothing to do with me, and I'm dead to them." or like he takes it like extremely personal, and I'm just like, you don't know. Like, they maybe didn't see it. They've had a death in the family. They're an asshole. Like, you just don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Because you deal with a lot of clients. Like, you're pretty busy with what you do.
Yeah.
Relatively. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just excited, and then I was just upset and mad, like both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So he said, but I at this point I was like, they're recording. So I was like, they're probably busy. So he says, we'll check with the producer. I say, all good. I saw you were tracking. I'd figure you were doing a bunch of other things. Just let me know whenever you check it. Okay. So that's on the 12th.
Of what month?
Of March.
Of March. Okay.
So no, fuck, not of March, of May. So okay. Yeah, they're in the studio in May. I got out of the studio with an Angles April. I sent it on the 10th. On the 12th, he got back to me and said, sorry, I didn't see this. I'll check with our producer. And I say, all good. Just let me know when you check it out. Okay. The 15th. At this point, it's really fucking with me. Yes. And like, I also have this weird chip on my shoulder, like being in a ska band, where I'm like, these,
What is the chip on the shoulder?
I don't know. Like, ska was like kind of the butt of every joke after like the McDonald's commercial boom of the early 2000s, where it's like, it was so mainstream that then everyone was like, yo, this is fucking corny,
Yeah.
So,
but you love ska.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I got the tattoo. I
love
ska. So then I start getting puffy. I'm like, this guy just thinks we're a ska band, and like his emo band's too cool for us. Like, I start getting mad.
I just picture you like stewing in your bedroom, like, this fucking guy, like, he doesn't even like ska, he doesn't appreciate ska. Cool.
I literally do that just about people in general. Like, people don't know how good ska is.
So this is a story about like how this guy like betrayed you, but it's really just you spiraling into your own anxiety.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Cool. So I follow up on the 15th. It's 5, he said on the 12th, I'll get back to you. I follow up the 15th. And I say, hey, I'm meeting with our horn players anywhere if you're trying to use this part. They wanted to know if they should work on it. This is true. They need at least 3 or 4 days to work on it. And like, I knew they were recording in May. I wanted to track it for them.
Okay. So it was, I thought it was just you. So it's more than one person working on this.
Yeah. So, and now they're asking me, I was like, oh, I sent the part. I sent it to them too. I was like, check it out, And so now they're asking like, when do we record? So he said nothing again.
Okay. So how many days has it been
since I sent it to him?
That he said nothing. So since he said like, oh, I'll check it out when I get a chance.
It's been 3 days.
Okay.
But it's like,
I mean, to be fair, it's getting annoying.
It's getting annoying.
Yeah.
He's in the studio working on the album. What else is he doing? Yeah. And then it's like, I'm checking his Twitter, and like, that's not my job to see like, oh, has he logged on the post? I feel like
I've done similar things where it's just like, I see you. I see you. You're posting. Like, you're on your phone. I get it.
Yeah. But the scatterbrain point you make, it's valid. It is. But it's like, I see you having fun in the studio. Would be more fun if you checked out the part I wrote for you.
Right.
This was like 2.5 hours of my time. Like, yeah, I had fun doing it, of course, because I love ska, but it was like, I don't know. I felt like I wasted my time at that point. So on the 17th, this is a week after I sent it, right? I said, hey, feeling a little in the dark about this. It's all good if you don't want or need us to lay it down. But can you just let me know either way? Thanks. Get a reply. Sorry, dude. My anxiety has been kicking my ass the last few days. I totally apologize for going totally zero dark 30. It's a bad habit of mine when I get overwhelmed. So, that kind of speaks to what you were saying. I just got out of the studio. My producer said he wanted to go with a friend of his today. Sorry it took me forever to respond truly. I'm working on getting better on that. Would love to link up on a future Spotters show, and I can pay y'all for your time if you like on this one for being so inconsistent with my communication.
Okay, so he offered to pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
And, I did kind of just throw, we agreed to me doing it, but then a month later I was like, here it is. I just threw it at him.
Yes. Okay, so yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
put myself here. So this is helping me. So thank you. Because
Yeah.
I was just pissed before getting on this podcast. I was like, I'm gonna fucking tear this guy apart because I was typing.
I've learned things. I've learned things now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually really nice of him that he offered to pay.
Yeah.
Because I feel like so many people would have been like, sorry, then peace out.
Yeah, he was being nice.
Cool.
So I'd appreciate it. Thank you. As long as it's not going to spread you thin, if you could hit me with like $70, that'd be tight. It was 2.5 hours of listening and writing. So that seems fair if it's cool with you. And I gave him my PayPal.
Mm-hmm.
I would have probably, if they used the part, I probably would have taken like $50, gave the horn players like 15 and taken 20 or whatever.
Is that, what's the word I'm looking for? Normal for like pricing for instrument freelancing?
No, it's way cheaper than what it should
be. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, that sounds like really cheap.
Yeah, it is. But I was like, DIY pop. I was like, yeah. I get that. I get that they're in the studio. He's probably broke. Like, I'm not trying to.
Right.
I added money because I felt like shit. And I was like, this will kind of make me feel a little better about getting, Yeah. So he said, but then I said, I don't know if you had a blast check in. I mean, I don't know if you checked out the part I wrote. I had a lot of fun doing it.
Mm-hmm.
If whoever's recording horns wants to use any of it, they could. So he said nothing. After I said, if you could send me $70, he said nothing for 2 days. So I just messaged him and said, is this okay? So like now it's like, I want to ask for more money because it's like my job to follow up. Almost.
Yeah, it's tough because the anxiety excuse is like, you're trying to be as like mindful and respectful as possible, but also like that doesn't necessarily give you a pass to just like stop responding.
It's, because it made me anxious. Now
right.
I'm like, now I'm checking my stupid flip phone more than I need to be. Now I'm like, did he reply? I'm logging in.
You're still using it as much as you would a normal phone.
Yeah, exactly. That it just had me picking up my phone more and it was like just in my head. So he said nothing and he said, yeah, if you'd be cool with it being after we get back from the studio, I could swing that. I just don't have that much money at the moment. Also, I'd love the part, thought it was really fun. So I said, thanks, I appreciate it. Thank you. And he said, thank you as well. Hope to rip a show sometime. So very like great dudes. We should totally play a show together. Very, trying to be nice, but I don't want to play shows with band. I don't.
I don't fucking want to play with you. God.
Yeah.
Right. You're after this experience.
No. Yeah. So that was May 19th.
Okay.
So he said, hit me up in June.
Ooh, this is a long something that should have taken like this much time has now been extended over months.
Yes, exactly. And I set myself up for this to happen in some ways. I could have just touched base and been like, is this still on? Are we doing it? And then they could have asked the producer and they would have said, sorry, no.
No.
Yeah. So then on the 7th of June, 5 days ago, I messaged him and said, hey, just wanted to touch base and see if you were able to send money over. Hope recording went well. And guess what?
No response.
Cool. Here I am.
Wait, so like, how are we reaching the conclusion? Did he pay you?
He didn't pay me.
No, what?
Yeah.
It's June.
It is June. I don't know now. I don't know what to do. I almost sent a mean tweet. Well, go on. Sorry, I'm talking too much.
No, you're fine. So he never responded. Did you follow up ever again?
No.
I mean, at that point, so many emails have been sent, so many like, I'm so sorry. And so many like, hey, is this okay? It's just like, do you even have the mental capacity for it anymore? At that point, I'd be like, this is really fucking annoying. Unless it was like, if it was like more than $100 to $150 more than that, I would like come for this person.
Yeah.
But that still fucking sucks.
Yeah. I don't know what to do. Like, and then I'm checking his Twitter feed like a stalker. And it's like tweets like anxiety is no fun, neither is insomnia. And again, I get it. I get everyone gets down in the dumps, but you could like reply to me at least.
Yeah. That's a tough one. Yeah. So have you decided what you're going to do? Or are you going to let it go?
I'm gonna post this podcast and tag him in it. Call him out.
Probably the best course of action, to be honest. Actually, I love passive aggression. I think it's one of the funniest forms
Yeah,
of communication.
It's my forte, honestly.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think passive aggression is your next move. I'll tag everyone that I will or have talked about in this podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. I know I can be petty. So I'm like, but it's like you said you would pay money. I gave you a price. You said I'll pay you. I asked for it. You said nothing.
It's in bad form. He should be shit on a little bit.
Yeah. And again, anxiety, right? I mean, I have Crohn's every day of my life, right?
Right. Yeah.
I bleed out of my ass 4 days a week. I throw up twice a month. Like, you know.
Yes.
I'm not going to the excuse factory making excuses.
Right.
So
that's fair. That's a fair point.
Yeah. That's where it is. I almost sent a real fucking mean message today. I was like, yo, I'm not getting paid to give a shit. Like, can you pay me? And then
fuck you, pay me.
Yeah. And it's $70. This is I
commend you for not sending the message. Passive aggression will feel just as good.
Yeah. What would you do in this scenario?
For the same amount of money, you know what? I'd still be really pissed. I'd still be really annoyed. I probably would not let it die. I probably would like continue hounding this person for maybe like 2 months tops. In any way that I possibly can. But like, so what I learned working in very corporate settings for the past, like, I don't even know, like 6 years or something, is being nice will just get under people's skin so much more than being mean. So like nicely, indirectly shitting on people, like kind of sometimes hurts way more. So that would probably be my route.
Would you publicly out, like say their name publicly?
If it was for a large sum of money, I might. Yeah. I might be like, this person, like if it had been like months, they like for sure did not pay and I sent them something, which I would never do. But yeah, I probably would say something.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, I don't want to, I think you're all right that it's not my fault that this happened, but I let my guard down. I was too excited. But as a person who like dreams of being a freelance musician, I'm like, oh, cool, a job. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. No, totally. I've had opportunities where I was like so excited about that, I'm always checking like to see when they've responded and like, but also like very vigilant about not selling myself short and making sure that I'm not being taken advantage of, especially for opportunities that like can for sure afford to pay me. So I would say some advice for you is to, even if you're like super excited, just tone it back a bit and like make sure you're not going to get fucked in the end.
Yeah.
And I hope you get your $70.
Damn. Yeah. It's like not enough for the mental labor that
right.
So what's like the shittiest thing that's happened to you?
You know what? I've had some pretty like across the board, like okay experiences. There was this one guy that like kind of ticks me off. So knowledge for you and for anybody watching this podcast. Photographers will typically not provide the raw images that they take. So the raw image is just like an unedited image,
sure,
right? So a lot of people expect that. It's weird. Photographers don't want to do that because they don't want you to take their images and then edit it and post a shitty photo that they edited in like, VSCO presets and then be like, thank you so much, Vanessa Valadez. I'm like, what? This is not my work. I did not do this. Right.
Yeah.
So it's also like just being in control of like what you're putting out. So I had this guy and he was like, yo, what up? I hear you do Tinder photos. Will you take my photo for Tinder? And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. um, and I was like, here's my price. Is that cool? He's like, I don't know. That's kind of expensive. And I was like, all right. And so I, I'm always willing to work with what people can afford. So I like brought it down a bit and I was like, can you meet me halfway? Cause like lower than this, it's not going to be fair for me. So he agreed to it. He paid me, yada, yada, yada. I sent him the photos, which were fine. I didn't do a bad job. It was great.
Yeah. What were the photos? Was he like standing in front of a car or something?
God. I mean, so I don't know if you know this, but I work as a contract photographer for a matchmaking service.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's literally the funniest thing ever. It's okay, so it's a matchmaking service tailored to the wealthy elite.
Wow.
Yeah.
So not an app. So not like these people are above
paying.
apps.
They are paying a service.
Holy shit.
And the service will pretty much create this fake person and make it look like this person has friends.
Wow.
So that's where I come in. I take photos of them in different outfits, in different locations, and I make it look like a candid photo, like they were out on the town with their friends, and I shot.
Wait, so who are the friends? Do you get like fake friends to go?
No, I mean, like sometimes I have had like stand-ins. But most of the time it's them alone, like at a coffee place, and they're like mid, drink, and they're smiling and they're like laughing or something. Or like, they're at the park and, holding their purse and like laughing with a beer or something.
Yeah. Candid.
So, right. I'm making them look as natural as possible so that when people are swiping, they're like, oh, this person looks well-rounded. This is a picture of them in a suit. They're at a play. Like,
meanwhile, they're paying a company to forge these images. That's so funny.
And this company, sorry, we kind of sidetracked off the conversation we were having, but
no worries.
They can also choose the voice that they get to speak in on their profile. So like a matchmaker will assign a writer to them, and the writer will be like, okay, do you want to be funny? Do you want to be smart? Do you want to be clever?
Damn, that's a fun job.
It's pretty funny. So anyways, so
you're used to taking pictures for
I'm used to taking pictures for dating websites.
Yeah.
So this guy hit me up. I was like, for sure. Settled on a price. Okay, do the photos. I sent it to him. And I guess he was like not entirely happy with the photos I took of him, but like one of my biggest pet peeves is people that come to me for photos and they're like so stoked to work with me, and then they're like, oh, this is like not really what I was expecting, or this is what I was going for, and then they show me like the examples which are nothing like my style, like 0%. It's like super high contrast, like fucking like what's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know. Like fuckboy style, like lots of like blues. I don't know how to explain it, but
yeah, it's like, just not. It's not what you do. Like
clearly not my style.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Can I get the raw, like just the unedited images?" And I was like, dog, like that's not what I do. That's not what photographers do. Like literally ask any other photographer. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh, well, my friend could have done this for like way cheaper, and he would have given me like the unedited images. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, yeah, it was really annoying. It's like one of the only instances where I've had a hard time with somebody. And I just think it's like, that was a lesson to me of like, next time, make sure the person that's coming to you is going to get what they want in terms of expectations, because like if you show me something that is clearly not my style, then I should just say no.
Yeah, like he didn't do that up front.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people have like really weird expectations for photographers. Like oh yeah, they can easily do this. This is what I want. But you know, each photographer works within their own style.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was
Yo,
weird.
I never push back on graphic designs. If like I'll help like shape, if something's there, I'll like shape it like in a way. I'll be like, oh, it'd be cool if this could be like this, maybe. But like I rarely am like, this isn't it once it's done, you know? Because it's like you go with the artist because you trust them.
Yeah. Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
But if you're getting Tinder fuckboys, it's like,
What did I expect? It was a Tinder fuckboy. But yeah, that was really the only one. Everybody else has been pretty chill.
yeah.
I did get offered like an engagement shoot plus shooting a wedding, which would have been so much fucking money. And the lady canceled me shooting her photos for her wedding because I didn't respond fast enough.
Wow. Yeah.
She was like I could sense her anxiety, like her nervous energy of just like being the type of person that needs a response right away and needs to be like included on just like fucking everything. And I still did their engagement photos, but she was just like, I think we're gonna go with somebody else for the wedding. And I was like, all right, I don't care.
Did she say it was because you didn't reply?
I think she like hinted at it. It wasn't like directly said, but it was implied, and I was like, that's fine.
Yeah, people get crazy with fucking weddings.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like rightfully so, but also I'm not trying to deal with that.
It seems like too much. Yeah, I don't know. Just chill.
I'm trying to preserve my like chill energy. Like I don't care.
Yeah, got bridezillas in the mix.
Yeah, have fun with your day or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, so let's go back to this matchmaking company.
Oh, gladly.
So how are the people in like real life when you talk to, like, are they like, do I look cool? Like,
dude, yes. Okay. So there, oh man, I wish I could do like a series on these people, but it's like, I'm not supposed to post pictures or anything of them, but
can you tell me the website?
It's Vita Select. Select.
Okay.
So I've done people as young as like 23, even up to like 60. And they're all like really wealthy. And some of them are like perfectly adjusted as a normal person, you know, like normal. And other people are really weird. Like you are socially stunted in so many ways. And I think for the most part, people do the service because they are just too busy. They're literally too busy making a lot of money.
Yeah.
That they don't have time to like date, and they want somebody to do it all for them. And I guess if you have the money, like more props to you. But Vita offers a service where they can talk to people on your behalf. They will pretend to be you. They will have full conversations with people. And then when it's time to meet up, like set up a date, they'll print out a history of your conversation.
Wow.
So that the person knows what you've been talking about.
So it could be two people speaking to each other that aren't the people that are going on the date.
I was literally just thinking about that. Like, yeah, what if it's two matchmaking services, not the actual person talking to each other? Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah. Damn. That's what it's like to be super rich.
2021. Yeah. Baby.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So very, very interesting service.
Yeah. It's a gig.
Yeah. For sure.
Do I need to like make a certain amount of money to sign up? I'm going to try.
Yeah. I'm okay. Listen, I've tried to ask a few people like, so how much does this cost? And one person I think told me that there are packages, and he was paying for the most expensive package, and he said that it was costing him $3,000 a month.
Oh my God, a month?
So
damn.
Good luck.
Yeah. I'm happily in a relationship for the record, but
okay.
It'd be funny that
I was just gonna say, like, once you get your $70 back, then you could apply.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That's
right.
That's the first. I'll message him.
Right.
I need to be on Vita Select.
Right. So, no, I knew you were in a relationship.
Yeah. You never met Caitlin, but she does graphic design and photography too.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. She just quit her job and she's trying to freelance. And actually,
that's awesome.
Yeah. She was, she's working in retail for a long time and it was just fucking hell. So
yeah, Retail is the worst.
Yeah.
I haven't actually decided which one's worse, retail or food. And I want to say it's food.
Food, you can like smoke a lot of pot though. I guess not if you're a wait, not if you're a server, but like I feel like chefs are just like,
that's true.
It's like a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, cool. You should show me some of her work. I've never seen anything.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
great.
I want to tell the story about when we played Audio Tree at your house.
Incredible story.
So, because I think I really did almost die. I think I was close.
So when I went to the Audio Tree session and you were like the color gray.
Oh my God.
You were like sweating profusely. You looked like you were seconds from puking, and you were just like a ghostly ashy colored gray.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And I was like, Joey is like, this is it. He's gonna die.
All for Audio Tree.
All for Audio Tree.
Yeah, it's funny because like, you know, it's like a channel I really like, and I still do, but like we leading up to it, like this is so important. It's more important than my health. Right now it's like I'd probably just want to do that. So
what happened like the day before?
So full backstory, this like goes a month back probably. I was eating, I have Crohn's, right? For listeners that don't know, I was hospitalized when I was 19. I shit in a bag for 5 months. So I have pretty bad Crohn's disease. It was sick shitting in a bag. It was fun, but yeah, I got fucking wrecked badly when I was young. And then like I was relatively fine for a while until that was like 3 or 4 years ago, where I started teaching on my break periods because I was trying to be superhero teacher. I started eating pizza and Wendy's on my lunch because I didn't have enough time to get like decent food. And I started microdosing acid every day. So
just all around good decisions.
Yeah, so fucking stupid. So stomach started getting worse. Like it would get hard and distended and it would like make like these gurgly. I have videos on my phone, dude, where my stomach, like on the right side, is like pointy. It's like sticking out. Yeah. And then one day I thought it'd be a good idea to eat a gas station dick pill. And
what? Why?
I don't,
just to see what happens.
Yeah, for fun. And
for fun, as you do.
Yeah. As you know, all of the listeners, all of the
40, we've all done it.
Yeah, exactly. Start throwing up fucking profusely. And not after, it took like 3 days. Like it was just hard in my stomach for 3 days. And then my stomach's really distended and I just start fucking puking bile. It's burning my throat, my esophagus, my stomach. So that was 2 months before Audio Tree. I think I was hospitalized once or twice and put on like bowel rest where I didn't eat food. And then I stopped eating solid food. I'm eating like Jello and Ensures. But no, I guess that was after Audio Tree because before I was still trying to eat. And on the way to your house, mind you, we didn't play any shows going to Audio Tree. I think we just went to play Audio Tree.
You just drove.
Yeah. And that's from New Jersey to Chicago. That's like 17 hours or like 14 something.
Yeah.
I think maybe 14. I don't know. It's a lot of fucking driving and you're not stopping to get Crohn's food. Like we literally, we stopped at a Sheetz and I ate a burrito.
Yeah. I think I remember like going out to eat with you and you ordered a bowl of rice and like avocado and maybe some leaves.
Yeah.
What you got?
It was so fucked. So then, tremendous pain. Like they equate like bad Crohn's to like giving labor, that's what they say it's like. I don't know.
Really?
I'll never understand the pain a pregnant woman goes through. But if they say, if it's like a real thing, that doctors say or whatever, like it, cause like it was stuck in my stomach and it was just my stomach would get hard and like go and like stick out. And then it would go and like push fluid through this very narrow stricture.
Okay.
Because I made the mistake when I had surgery when I was 19 and they cut me. I made the mistake of like instantly right after the surgery where they got rid of the shit bag. I just started smoking blunts like a lot. And it just like, I think it gave me scar tissue here.
Sweet.
Yeah. Cool. And that's where Crohn's comes back too. Like wherever you cut it out, it comes back in that same spot. Okay. And like, I wasn't very smart about it. So we get to your house. I think I'm sweating. I'm just start throwing up probably. I barely slept. It's the night before playing Audio Tree, which again, like invalids practice like every day for leading up to it. And we get there and we do a test playthrough and we play like 4 songs and I felt great. But then after that, I had no energy left. And I start sweating and like fever sweating. And I go in the bathroom and I just like lay on the toilet for 15 minutes before like going in.
You poor human being.
Yeah, it was real
broken
bad.
body.
Yeah, I thought I might have died if my intestines tore, because when I had my first Crohn's surgery, my intestines tore open. I had a perforated bowel, so like literally intestines ripped and blood and shit is leaking into my body and pus and bile. So I thought that might happen again, but it didn't. Play Audio Tree. I'm pretty sure I haven't watched it, but I'm pretty sure if I did, I would look like I was dying.
I mean, the whole time I was like, he's doing really good for like being on the verge of death. So
thank you. Yeah. But yeah, I just remember being up all night at your house, like listening to podcasts and sitting at your toilet and you know, I would force myself to throw up. It was gross, but like I was like ramming fingers down my throat and just like trying to get everything out because there was so much pressure and pain, like a sharp pain, that I just had to do something.
I remember when I first met Invalids, I think like the first time you guys came, you would just like disappear. Like just, we would be walking down the street and then you'd be gone. And I was like, where is Joey? And he's like, oh, it's like a thing that he does. Like he has Crohn's, he's in pain. And you would just like sometimes just slink off back into the van and just like quietly die there for a few hours.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine. That fucking sucks.
It's it's tricky. It's gotten better. I got a portable smoothie maker.
Oh, nice. Moving up in the world.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I just make smoothies all the time now. But
it's weird that like so Andy and I are really good friends with Emmett, who is a drummer who also has Crohn's.
No shit.
Do you know Emmett?
No, who do they play for?
Oh, what is his last name? Segalia. Oh my God. His bands are like literally escaping me. He's gonna kill me if he sees this. He plays in like 3 bands. I literally cannot, like blanking out right now. Can't think of a single one. I promise I listen to them, Emmett.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'll link you to all his projects. But he's a really fucking good drummer. I'm pretty sure he actually does like freelance full time.
Really?
As a drummer.
Damn, that's awesome.
I'm gonna link you 2 up.
Yeah, I would love to have him on. We could have like a drummer Crohn's podcast.
I'd be sick. Yeah, you totally should. I can't believe you 2 don't know each other.
No, it says he's from Berkeley too. Oh, Semaphore he plays in? Oh, he plays in Fluoride?
Yes. Thank you.
Oh shit. Damn, yeah, he's fucking great.
He was just I think he got out yesterday. He was just in the hospital for Crohn's.
Oh God, damn.
Yeah. So you 2 have so much in common.
Yeah, I got to talk to him.
Yeah.
It's like
no, go ahead.
No, it's like it's not even now what foods I can't eat. Like that was my mind frame when I was 19. It's like now it's like what can I eat? Because that's easier to keep track of because it's like 10 things.
What do you eat?
Chicken, turkey out of a can.
Cool.
Avocados, hummus, green juice, bananas, gluten-free pretzels, sometimes pasta, great gluten-free pasta.
Okay.
That's kind of it. Seafood.
And like, those all agree with your stomach.
Yeah, I can't have any like cruciferous greens because it'll just rip through the part of my intestines they cut out, because I think they cut out like 1.5 feet, but it's like it's the part that breaks down greens. It's like your small intestine, which is where you really break shit down and absorb stuff. So
yeah, like broccoli and cauliflower would be bad for you, right? Like particularly
fuck me up. They fuck me up really bad.
Super gassy and shit.
Yeah. So it's been better though.
Well, I'm glad it's getting better for you.
Yeah, I got CBD suppositories. So I just,
does that work?
CBD, yeah, it helps with like inflammation. What's helped more is like iron suppositories. This podcast, people listening are like, why is he telling everyone that he puts vitamins in his ass? But honestly,
it works.
It's helped a bit. Yeah.
How? Listen, this concept is so new to me. You put a vitamin in your butt. in your butthole.
In the hole. Yeah. Where else? Where else would it go?
And it just sucks it up.
It's shaped like a rocket, kind of. Yeah, and you put it in.
And where does it go? Like up? Does it travel up?
You absorb it through your like your colon.
Does it like disintegrate?
Yeah, it melts in your ass.
Nice. Cool. I just like never knew. I never knew like had this visual of how it actually worked. So I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, if you have a problem, I found a website where like they sell like all these different vitamins and supplements. Like,
Okay.
How's your stomach been?
Dude, like kind of an embarrassing story and very funny. So stupid. Okay, so I had stomach issues for, I want to say, I mean, kind of like on and off my whole life, but they got really bad when I was like 24, and it lasted for like 5 years. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm like overshooting this. 23 and onward, for like 5 years, I had really bad stomach issues. And I was doing this thing was happening where like in the morning, not every morning, but like pretty fucking frequently, like every few times a week, I would get super nauseous in the morning and then I would puke bile. And like there were times where I'm like taking the CTA to work and I was just like on the train. I was like, I'm literally gonna puke right now. So I'd like run off the CTA and like find somewhere to puke. Oh, but yeah, like I was just puking bile all the fucking time and having these like crazy cramps in my stomach. And like my stomach was like all inflamed all the time and like super sensitive, right? Like there were foods that I couldn't eat and like shitting like crazy. And like, this podcast just turned into just like talking about poop.
Toilet talk. Yeah.
Toilet talk. Yeah. Like just like shitting like pus and blood.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah.
And I, like whatever, dude. So it came to me finally. It dawned on me when who was playing. There was a show at Empty Bliss that we had, and we had gone to a diner. Like all the bands had gone to a diner, and right before we had gone to the diner, I had popped 2 pills. I had been taking like medication for acne for like the better part of my life, and for whatever reason, right before I was like, instead of 1 pill, I'm going to take 2 pills because I like forgot to take one the day before or something. And when I got to the diner, I felt like hell. I felt like so fucking sick. I got super queasy, like puked a bunch in the bathroom. And then I was like, maybe there's a correlation here.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking allergic to doxycycline. And I've been taking it for 5 years.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And I've been allergic to it this entire time. So pretty much I just did damage to my own stomach. And I think that was like the root cause of like my stomach issues in that time frame. And I just like never put it together somehow.
Yeah. Well, if you do it every day, it's just your routine. You don't think about it.
Right. But I think that, that instance of like the diner and just like knowing what had happened right before I had gotten to the diner, I was just like, it's fucking doxycycline.
Damn, I'm glad you figured it out.
Yeah. So not in the Crohn's Club, luckily.
I mean, throwing up blood, pus and like nausea, and it was painful, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I remember you talked to me about it and like you seemed like you were hurting bad. So
yeah, it sucked a lot. I still have like a recurring issue where I poop blood a lot.
Just blood?
Like I'll poop and like some blood will come out. And I'm like putting off the colonoscopy, but like I for sure like gotta get a colonoscopy.
Yeah, just get one.
Just
I mean, if you have like health insurance, that will cover it.
Nah, I totally do.
Yeah. So it's not too bad. You get knocked out.
You've had one before?
Had like 8.
Nice. Does your butt hurt afterwards?
No. It's like a little, it's like a real tiny.
Why am I thinking like
like a fucking periscope?
They shove a tube this wide.
They have like a wheel crank that they have to crank into their feet in it. No, it's not too bad.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's the prep is almost worse, like the day before, and it's not even bad. You just take a lot of laxatives.
Oh, okay.
but that's like, that's worse for sure. You
Okay.
drink a lot of Gatorade. It's like, the day before, just don't do anything. For anyone listening, that's, the listeners of this podcast will all be hitting 30 soon if they're not already there. But
Yeah.
yeah. You just get it, and then you wake up and you're on anesthesia, and you're like, ugh.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, you've convinced me. I'll do it.
The best thing I ever did before a colonoscopy, I was getting put under, and I was like going, and I was like, wait, to the doctor. I was like, wait, and then I just said like, who do I tip after this? I just like fell asleep.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I'll get a colonoscopy.
Yeah, get one. Yeah, you probably have ulcers from the damage.
Probably. Yeah.
But
probably.
It's definitely worth getting checked out.
Or like an anal fissure.
Yeah. Which is like a tear.
Yeah.
So this podcast
we're learning so much today.
This is what, like, full fucking butt stuff the past 15 minutes.
Yeah. Imagine being a person with no issues at all with their body.
I can't imagine what that's
like. Yeah, I can't. You have back problems. I have back problems. I've had them for a really long time. But just imagine being a person that just wakes up every day and feels normal.
I don't think that person exists.
Really?
I feel like everyone has something. I don't know.
I feel like there are people out there that like feel fine.
Fuck those people.
Fuck those people. They're not invited to anything.
Well, I mean, it's just like the food we eat, the air we breathe, the medicine we take, literally. Like, there's just so many things that fucking poison us slowly, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I know I'm like full conspiracy theorist, so like a lot of shit like that, but it's like, I mean, like, I got Crohn's, and doctors were like, oh, it's not what you eat that makes you sick. And I was, 17 at the time. I was like, okay, I'll keep eating buffalo wings then. What the fuck? And then I just got more sick for 2 years. So it's like, they have no fucking idea,
Yeah, some doctors are not great.
Yeah. And
I had a doctor, actually. I had a dermatologist that was like, you don't have to moisturize, like, ever. I was like, what? Like, everyone in the world says to moisturize. He was like, oh no, like, if you sweat a lot, like, you don't have to moisturize. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not right.
Yeah. The fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny. And it's the whole like treating symptoms and not causes.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's tough. But anyway, people want to hear us talking about the scene,
Right.
Well, are you doing Empty Bliss stuff now?
So we haven't like revved it up again, and Andy and I have been talking about it recently, and I think we're probably not going to be doing shows again until like October, November.
Yeah.
It's like shows are slowly starting to come back in Chicago. Well, not really, honestly. Like, venues are still not doing shows, but outdoor fests are happening now. Lollapalooza is happening, which, the most important fest of the year.
Yes.
So thank God that's still happening.
It's a lot of people. Yeah, it's a lot of people.
Yeah. But yeah, so Empty Bliss has recovered from the flood. We've got like a bunch of new people like in space, and getting ready to have people and like have shows is going to take some time and like maneuvering. There's so much gear once again in the basement, like so much gear that I don't even know like where to put. So I think we're going to like build some stuff and prepare to have shows again. And I kind of feel like we should be doing like, you can only come if you're vaccinated. Like, otherwise it's like, I have to force you to wear a mask. I don't really want to, but like, I don't know how to, it's such a weird environment that we're navigating now.
Yeah, for sure. It's someone will be mad no matter what too. So
right. Someone is going to be mad. Like, I don't care. I don't want to deal with you. Like, just fucking come if you're vaccinated. God.
Yeah. I think, I guess for anyone listening, Empty Bliss is like a DIY space that you and Andy run.
Yes.
But I would think you kind of cultivated a scene where it's like people get it and they're going to show up if they're vaccinated, right?
Yeah, for sure. And like, I would say most of the shows that we run, the bands that are involved are like so respectful and such nice people. And the people that are coming are the same, like very respectful and nice. So yeah, we're definitely not trying to have an environment where people are going to be like pissy or mad or whatever. So yeah, we're coming back soon, sometime this year.
What made you guys want to open it up?
You know what? It was like totally like a whim. So Andy was living with a roommate in his apartment, and I would come visit. And below their apartment, there was an empty space. It was like a storefront. And like one day, I just like peered through the window, and I was just like, like I don't know, like I'll just ask. I'll just like inquire about it. That I'm not really looking to rent anything, but I'm just gonna take a look. I'm just curious. So I talked to his landlord, and the landlord showed me the spot, and I was like, yeah, this is like really big. This is like a lot of space. And then I saw the basement, and the basement was just like, like it just like sparked so many ideas. And like, I'd always wanted to be even more involved in music than I already was. And there are like a handful of DIY venues in Chicago. And like, obviously that's like what I mostly play in, or like DIY spots, but I really wanted it to be different than all those spots. Like I wanted it to be like done well, like you don't show up and it's like you're playing on top of like a washing machine or something.
Yeah.
I just wanted
been there.
Right. And like barely like 10 people can fit in there. So yeah, I saw the basement. It sparked some ideas for me. I was like, what the hell? Sure, why not? And like I rent it out. It's very cheap for what it is. And, it's become kind of like this project that I have put so much work into. And it's cool. I mean, like when people come, they're just like, this is not what I expected it to be. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly like what I wanted.
Yeah. It's a cool spot.
It is a cool spot. Yeah. I really, really like it. So yeah, I'm excited to do shows again.
Yeah. And bands are like renting it out as rehearsal space, right?
Yeah. Yes. So we got Crowning in there right now. It's actually mostly artists right now, where like like a year and a half ago was mostly bands, but right now it's mostly artists. So we've got like a bunch of artists renting out the upstairs portion, and then the downstairs portion is Crowning. And then like just a drummer and just a like, I don't even know what he does, but he's like a music therapist.
Wow.
And I don't know what he does. I think maybe he just goes down there to just like play his instruments.
Okay.
And that's all we have going on downstairs.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. And actually, so Andy and I just moved out. We lived above the space.
Yeah.
We just moved out into a new apartment, and our friends moved into our apartment.
Oh, nice.
Which is perfect. Like,
yeah. They get it.
Yeah. So yeah, they have a shit ton of gear in the basement. So yeah.
I think it's cool you guys can have like that project together and just like, you both care about it a lot, and you just it's like your baby kind of, It
totally is. Yeah. And most of the shows that we've had have been like really great. We've only had like maybe like 2 shows that were like straight up not fun. And yeah, it's like, it's nice when you get to experience what you've like made and everybody else respects it and like enjoys it and is a part of it.
Sure.
And yeah, I mean, we were fucking shocked when we did that GoFundMe, and it just like fulfilled the goal within like 8 hours or something.
Hell yeah. Because you got flooded, right? Like you got flooded.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I was able to go to a show there and not play, which was sick. When I saw fucking hikes there.
Yeah. That was excellent timing.
Yeah, it worked out perfect because and Engels had an off day, and I think we played like a butt show the day before. Yeah, we did. But we had an off day in Chicago.
Chicago suburbs though, right?
Yeah, and it was just, I don't know what it was. I think like half the band supporting it played a banger like a few days before we found out. Mm-hmm. So it was just like, but it was at the Wire, and we've played there before, and it was sick. And the guy who runs it, Chris, is really cool. I think it just didn't work out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we just had an off day. I got a tattoo, and then I went to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you showed me.
Yeah,
Did you get a Garfield tattoo?
I got a Garfield tattoo. Yeah, yeah.
Fuck yeah. I've always wanted a Garfield tattoo.
Hell yeah.
Can I see it? Is it somewhere visible?
No, I think I'd have to take my pants
Ah,
off.
all right.
It's a Garfield skull and it says "No More Mondays" above and below.
So good.
Yeah,
So good.
I was happy with that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's probably the last tattoo I'll get. I think now that
Really?
now that I'm old. Yeah, I don't know.
How many tattoos you got?
Not that many. It's five. One, two, three, four, five, six.
Okay.
If we count the Scott.
We're definitely gonna count that.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Well, I'm glad that the space, it's still kicking. Keep it alive, keep fucking rocking.
We will. Yeah, we were worried there for a sec, especially with like the pandemic and like switching out a large portion of our income that was coming in for like rent. But it's kicking, still going.
Yeah, as long as you can make it work. I feel like so many people in DIY, like I'll talk to, and that's everyone's like dream is like have a space with a venue for music because they're always thinning out, especially now too.
I think a lot of venue or DIY spots, especially around the country and especially in Chicago, like only last for like 2 or 3 years or even less, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're trying to do it for quite a while.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, New Brunswick, it's like houses. It's houses. So when people move out, it's over.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Well, sick. We're gonna wrap this podcast up.
All right. It was awesome talking to you.
Yeah.
I wish Pete didn't move to Australia. I would like to see Invalids again. I hope you guys tour sometime soon.
We gotta finish the album. So
I heard there's some tasty screams on this one.
There is. Yeah. P went full scrams. So
hell yeah.
It sounds good. It's like in Unoya where there's like kind of like light screaming in the background.
Okay.
It's that vibe, which I like in Invalids, gives a little more teeth, which helps, I think.
Yeah. So. I'm very excited to hear it.
Yeah. I hope Pete's listening. I think he might be listening. He told me he tunes into these. So
all right.
Hi, Pete. Yeah.
Show me the album.
All right. Thanks, Vanessa.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Later. Bye.